right. And we should be back here in just a second. Give it like 5 seconds to come back up once I see it over here.
All right.
Yep. Okay.
Looks like we're coming.
Looks like we're coming back. That has literally never happened before. I apologize, everyone. That has literally never happened before in 3 months of live streaming. The box has never crashed. That's a first. So sorry about that, everybody.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, everyone. You got to see the first crash live.
Right.
First on-air crash and burn. You witnessed it here live.
Yeah, the crashiest of burns.
The rough one. All right. So I was thinking it was just my Kahoot poll that was screwed up, but it was more than that. So I'm going to put this in here one more time.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, when I had to change the time, it did give me another game pin. So if you guys can rejoin Kahoot with 637918.
Thank you.
We got 3 players now. If we can get back, it would be awesome.
You want to share your screen real quick?
Some of these questions. Yes, I will. Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
No worries. I'm just
right
now. I'm just like intently focused on this box. Like, is it going to die or
not? Yeah. Oh boy. All right. So you got 4 people, 5, 6. Excellent.
All right. Help us out. 6
so let's
players.
See if we can. We want more than 10%.
How many we had last time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, thank you all for joining. You can join late if you like. All right. Thank you, M. Hermans, and all else. Yeah. Feel free to join late if you like, via the Kahoot link, kahoot.it 637918. And here we go.
There we go. So we're going to go back to that same question, which is going to be, and then there is a lag, I know. This is a multi-select question. So which of the following do you most frequently access in the developer catalog? Builder images, Helm charts, operator back services, or templates? And we now have, I think, a 4-minute wait period. So hopefully that will give us enough
4 minutes.
time for people.
All right. Time to chat about the options.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
The lag only seems to be about 10-15 seconds right now, which is interesting.
It should not be that much.
So last time it was more, I think. So that's okay. We can talk. We're good at talking, right?
So operator back services are operators in general. Templates are application templates. And I've cut my video, folks, just to save bandwidth over here.
Okay.
So
Helm charts are new, right?
Helm charts are new to now that we don't have to rely on Tiller for Helm, we can actively use them with no security concerns.
The templates and builder images are probably the oldest, longest running assets we've had hosted in the catalog, as long as it's been around. Templates, I think we way back in the early days of Kubernetes, submitted as a upstream feature proposal, which didn't get accepted. We were had high hopes that was going to be kind of a upstream feature early on. And Helm charts really kind of became the upstream favorite to do kind of a similar feature. So templates kind of fill a similar role as Helm charts, but you'll most commonly see them available on OpenShift clusters. But you can interact with them using OC get template. They're an API resource like most other Kubernetes resources. I find templates super easy to use as a developer, and a low kind of permission barrier for adding new resources into the system. If I want to enable my junior developers or a team of developers, it's a easy way to get them started. Operator backed services, you could find a lot of those in the operator hub, but they'll also be available via the catalog, especially if your admin has already enabled the operator, made them available to the developer side. Yeah, and then the builder images, if you're not already familiar with builder images, that's kind of like when we are doing container-based development, I mentioned getting started based on a Git repo earlier. These builder images are kind of the rest of the container minus the Git repo, and also something that your team could work on trying to standardize. Red Hat already has builder images for most languages. And like I mentioned earlier, Wildfly, Spring Boot, we have builder images that already have those runtime binaries and the static libraries you would need in order for your app to run. You can build your own images for sure, but builder images allow you to standardize it quite a bit more. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm using all of these, so multiple choice. I'm tempted to pick all four.
All of them. Yeah. And somebody just mentioned too, templates are great and easy to begin with, very hard to maintain in one person's experience. And I think, operator backed services, that's the pro of operators, right? Is that they're
Yeah.
easy to maintain.
Yeah,
So
that's
this is interesting. So
good point with the
57% of people are using builder images, 14% home charts, 86% operator backed services, and 57% templates. So pretty interesting. So thanks for that one. And now
wide varied swath there. Yeah.
Operator backed services is the new favorite with this crowd, though.
Yes. Yeah. So the next one, how useful do you think the categories feature is in the developer catalog? So today, right, there's this kind of like accordion-like categories section up on top where you can dive into languages and see different types of languages and look into your databases and maybe be able to select Mongo or something like that. I'm asking, how useful is this? Is it very useful, somewhat, not useful at all to you? That's pretty much just based on your own use cases. I think later on, we'll also kind of talk about in your organization, are the categories that we're shipping from Red Hat the ones that are right for you too, right? So just curious if these are things that are, or this widget is something that you're used to using. And look at that. Okay, so somewhat useful, 50-50 between somewhat and very useful. Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
Interesting. Yeah. It's not completely worthless.
Yeah.
It's more useful the more cluttered the catalog is.
Exactly.
Right. Right. The next one is, how useful do you think the filter feature is in the developer catalog? So this is a filter by keyword. So would you do something like a Mongo, or again, the name of a Helm chart? Or I guess the other question is, I think we're supporting fuzzy search here, but I'm not sure. Here we go.
Oh, well, there you go.
So this is interesting. So it doesn't wait the full time if all 8 people vote. Just realize that. Okay.
Well, that's good.
So 88% people feel it's very useful and 13 say somewhat useful. Good to know. Let's go to the next one, which will be, how useful do you think the group by operator feature is in the developer catalog? And maybe you've never even used it. So I think
could you explain that a little bit? Yeah.
Up on the top here, there is a group by. It usually says group by none. If operator backed is selected, what it will do is show you all of the operator backed services associated with each of the installed operators that have been installed on your cluster. So that's another question. How useful is that? Do you like that feature? Maybe not.
I don't know. I mean, I like the filtering. So you have to select operator backed on the side.
So you would have to, and this goes back to our kind of holistic approach to catalogs.
Right.
I mean, whoops.
Well,
yeah. So there we go. Somewhat and not useful at all. So again, very interesting based on the fact that that's operator specific, and we had a lot of people who were interested in operators. So,
so the next one. Interesting indeed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to turn my video back on. I think I figured out what the problem was.
Okay.
I was uploading a ton of videos to the archives. So yeah, that'll do it.
All right. So like my filters here.
Yeah.
In the developer catalog, would you like the ability to filter by provider type? So community versus Red Hat operators. Provider, meaning it's been provided by Red Hat or it's from my own company or something else, or capability level. So operators have capability levels 1 through 5.
And this is a multiple choice question. Yeah.
This is a multiple choice question. So I'm just going to remind, like, if people happen to be cluster admins, they already know that when you go to Operator Hub, we do have the ability to kind of look at the different capability levels, which are basic install, seamless upgrades, full life cycle, deep insights, and autopilot. So is something like that something that you're interested in knowing when you're picking something from our catalog, knowing that it's going to be automatically managed on the highest level, etc. So
a lot of chat here. Let's see. It's like search an app on GNOME or any OS. We get used to a segment of searching for words. Manual filters are, I guess, kind of unusual, right? Like, exactly, right? I think this is a good point, right? Like I hit the command space bar on my Mac. I hit the Windows key on my Linux box, and then I just start searching for stuff.
Right. So freeform text, it seems to be the way to go, is from what I'm hearing here. Yeah. So just so you guys know, there's 8 people I think that are in. So 6 people have answered. If the other 2 do not answer, that means we have to wait for the rest of the 130 seconds.
Yeah. But it's if you're still considering the options, hit submit.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for listening. So 86% want provider type and provider itself, and capability level. For it.
I wonder if that's
57%.
just an education thing, right? Like people might not understand the capability matrix that we have out there,
right?
Potentially, right? Like that could be part of it.
Yeah.
Or they only want the most. I could see folks saying, "I don't want to use an operator if it doesn't have an upgrade feature," or in certain environments, I'm only going to put stuff in here that can be upgraded or maintained over time, or whether it works reliably or not, but you could definitely, I could see certain capabilities being automatic backups. There's a lot in the list of capabilities that you might want to have in a production environment. For example, I really like the point that just having these 2 questions on here, would you like to filter Red Hat operators versus community, or Red Hat versus your own, hopefully illustrates that this is a very open-ended way of doing business. It's not all the Red Hat way. There's a large community of expertise you can leverage using these operators and Operator Hub, and nice to have it presented in a clean way. So yeah.
Oh, so
somebody just asked,
go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead. Why is this filter possibility not an option? I can configure for my console on my own. I mean, that's admin
fantastic feedback.
Yes, very good feedback. The admin can decide what goes in to the console, right? But as a developer team, you might pick or choose to use one thing over another, I think. Is that an appropriate answer? Ryan, do you have, or Chris, do you guys have anything else to add on there?
It's configurable in a different place, right? Like that's it, right? So it's really, you can tailor this to your needs. So we want you to do that, but we also want you to know like what all the capabilities are too, right? Like, so we don't necessarily filter for you, right? Like, we're not going to do any pre-filtering based off what's in there yet. Maybe that is something we could do. I don't know. You tell me.
All right. And I see we just had somebody just join us, Streams owner. So if you have not entered the Kahoot game, feel free to. We're going to move on to the next item. And boy, since we are saying this, we will remind everybody that Serena's discussions are all about the future. And we are
nothing
not
might
necessarily
end up
talking
in the
about
real
4.6
product.
or even 4.7. It might be never, or what we're really trying to do is understanding what your requirements, use cases, and your preferences are. So would you like a more prescriptive experience as you drill into the catalog?
So what do you mean by prescriptive?
What I mean by that is, I think I showed this in the very beginning. When you go into the developer catalog today, you see types, but there's no way for us to say, if it's operator backed, do you want to filter on the capability level? Do you want to group by operators? Right now, what you see there is kind of a mismatch of things that we think applies to everything, but it doesn't really. So it's like, if you came into the developer catalog at first and said, oh, I want Helm charts. Then when you got into the Helm chart experience, I could say, oh, I have 3 Helm repos. I only want to be able to look at one of these. And now I want to do some more specific Helm filtering or looking at details. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Okay.
So this would be more like I choose something and then like, oh yeah, only these things would apply kind of thing.
Right? Yeah. So you don't even show that set of filters till after. Give her the experience as you're looking for a pair of shoes on Amazon.
Right? Yeah.
Once I hit shoes, it's going to say, what size are you? But if it showed me what size I was before I even said shoes, what if I wanted to buy a book? It would look.
Yeah, so Solace asked, but by prescriptive, do you mean sort of defaulting filters? And to an extent, right? Like if you start building
really
out a Helm
exposing
chart,
them, right?
It's
exposing what's available once you get into a more detailed or drill into that type of thing that you're looking at. So
faceted search is the perfect way to describe that. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah. So we can also think about event sources. If that becomes a catalog experience in the future, some people might want to just look at connectors. But if we put that connector filter up front, when you were looking at Helm charts, that probably wouldn't go over well, right? So,
yeah, so this is interesting feedback from Dreams owner, just in general, not germane to this question, but think about submitting a PER for functionality for table sorting, where you can sort by one row and then click sort to sort by another row while preserving the older sort. Like that's very Excel type functionality, right? Like it's very spreadsheety. I feel like that's very cool though.
Yeah. That sounds interesting. I wonder what the real use case is. So what is the use case you'd want to use that functionality for, or that feature for?
Definitely.
I'd really be interested in understanding that.
And then Rockhound points out maybe a sort of most used in your cluster, right? Like a greatest hits, right? Like most frequently used resources in your cluster kind of thing might be a good option as well.
Yeah. Huh. Okay, we've got so there's somebody who hasn't pushed the button yet. So we're still going to wait those 40 to 60 seconds.
It's not me.
Depending on which screen you're looking at. So this is an interesting piece about this new tool that we're using. So live and learn. Oh, we got 8 answers.
Yeah,
so should be soon.
So I mean, we do need a polling thing for this channel. We, and this is what we're testing. I think we found that we definitely want the ability to hit continue. In our polling solution.
Yeah, and I'm actually afraid to hit skip.
Don't hit skip, because I know that'll just
completely
negate the question, right? So we'll wait the few more seconds here.
So some of it's a learning process. We'll continue
Absolutely.
to improve
we are all
it
about learning in public on this channel.
Yeah. By the way, nice work, Serena, on the quick action to extend the timer and submit the. This is cool. This is fun. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So would you like more prescriptive experience? 50% say definitely, and 50 say maybe they're unsure. And that's totally valid, right?
Right.
Sometimes
like they don't know what it looks
like. You don't know what you want until you see what the flow looks like. And then you're like, oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be. No way. Right.
Yeah. Or that's not what I thought it would be. Hell yes.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So let's go to the next one. So I think these are going to come around. Oh, one more. Okay. So when you go to the developer catalog, do you typically know what you're looking for? Thus you search or filter till you find it? Or do you just want to browse and kind of look around to see what's offered? An interesting one.
Yeah, that is an interesting one because I know I do the browse and look around after every release.
Oh, it's a multiple choice too.
Oh, it is? Oh, damn. Well, you're going to.
I can pick both.
Yeah, maybe I should have had that more of like a weighted question. How frequently do you do one then the other? But it is interesting because when we were talking about, for some people who might not have been on when we were talking about this earlier, we were talking about in the topology view, should we have like a quick search or a quick add where I want to just say, oh, I want to add Mongo. I'm just going to type in Mongo. It will show me all of the available operator back services, a template, whatever it happens to be, and I can quickly add it from there.
Yeah, I think I'm more typically on the side of the equation where I usually already know what I'm looking for, and I'm more likely interested in hiding things from the junior developers so they don't pick the wrong Node.js or the like I want to clean up the catalog so folks have a shorter view almost. I know there's plenty of ways to do that, but I think that's more with a experience level and the type of folks that I work with. If I was newer or just exploring, I'd definitely be searching around. And I definitely do that as well because I need to keep up to date on what's changed in the operator world. And so just browsing through the catalog, oh, wow, there's a new, the MongoDB now has automatic backups or they've added something new in there. So I definitely do a bit of both.
Couple interesting things I heard there is that you were saying you'd like a different view than some other people that you're working with. And I wonder if I heard you say that you'd like to limit what some of the junior developers see versus what you see.
Yeah, maybe strip out some things out of the catalog or I don't know, maybe give them a auto filter that's penned in there, like something.
An applied filter.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Filter per team.
Yeah, when we're thinking about this kind of quick add or quick filter from the topology view, you also, I think I just saw somebody say something about they might not want to see operator back services. So might they want to be able to say, I want a quick search, but I have some default criteria.
There's some things I would never want in, right. Yes. I never use templates or whatever, right? Like we have forbidden Helm charts from our infrastructure for some reason, right? Like, there's all kinds of reasons why that could be a possibility. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. This is wonderful feedback, y'all.
This is also partially why I always liked templates is because they were just a Kubernetes resource and they already respected all the RBAC and everything else. And they were only visible to folks that I put into that namespace. And so if you were in the namespace, you saw the templates in the namespace and that's all you need to see. Mission accomplished. And so all of this, like making a catalog and everything, it was just OC get templates. That's, it was a lot simpler.
Oh, look at this. So this is interesting. 89% know what they're looking for. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect that to be the case, right? Like, I'm not going to jump into OpenShift just fumbling around usually, right? Yeah. Like, I'm going to jump into that console and probably know what I'm up to.
Yeah. Well, which is cool too, because then you think about that case where we were talking about the quick search or quick add from topology. It makes that even more strong, right? That makes that use case even more, I think.
So Dreams owner wants a bulk delete so we can remove completed failed pods, etc.
So that's very interesting because Ali from the future, who is not here, might be able to talk about that because that is something that is being worked on from a design perspective. And
then Rockhound comments, maybe you can add a role binding to limit the template view. RBAC would be good for that. So maybe.
That's okay.
Great idea. I mean, there's no bad ideas on this show right now, right? Like
exactly. All right, so let's go. I think we've got 3 more.
Yeah, just a time check. We are at 9:50 right now, so we have about 10 minutes before the top of the hour. Is Commons still on at the top of the hour?
No. Commons isn't running today. They had the all-day thing yesterday, so
yeah,
you're good. You're good to run over today.
All right.
All right. So this one is around that ability to customize categories in the developer catalog. So does your company, organization, group, do you think you have requirements that you'd want to be able to add your own categories here? Or on the flip side, remove some of the ones that you know never use, right? Clean that thing up a little bit. So we have had a couple of strong customer requests on this actually around the ability to do that. Like, oh, I've added something new to the catalog.
Oh,
and
so
I've
like
labeled it appropriately, but
yeah,
I don't get to see it because I can't actually change my categories. So there we go. So yes, 63% are yes, 38% maybe. Interesting, no no's. So that's great. Great feedback. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Let's see, we got 2 left and we'll see if we do both of them. But does your organization have the need for featured content? So you'll see this on many of our competitors.
Like content maybe?
Or
like a banner ad at the top of the catalog?
What do we recommend? Yeah, here's the 4 things that we're recommending that everybody uses this week, right? Something like that.
I like that idea.
Again, this has been something that we have heard kind of.
Ryan, there's a you question in there from Dreams Owners.
Oh, all right. Let's see.
It's unrelated, but yeah, you could probably answer that in chat easily enough, or live as we wait here.
Oh, dev files with OC, like you. I might have to get back to you.
Ooh,
on that.
Good job.
Yeah. Nice one, Dreams Owner. You got
me. You got me. So
yeah, that doesn't happen frequently with Ryan. So good for you.
Good job. Wow.
And actually, so it's interesting that people have brought up dev files because I was kind of going to bring that up with the future Serena thing. But dev files will also come into play in our developer catalog in the future.
Asking what is featured content here. I think we answered that, but this would be like things that you specifically say, please use this over this.
Yeah, it might be a subset of the catalog that your admin is saying, oh, these are things, or your project admin, not cluster admin, your project admin or team lead might be saying, these are the things we think you should be looking at. We even way back when had some requirements around if we ever implemented a search, that we should have a weighted search based on what the admin thought was best to use, which was interesting.
Yeah.
So 50% yes, maybe, and no, or 25. Okay. Good feedback.
A junior dev filter. That's what they want. Maybe a concept of upvote, downvote on content. Gives you a sense of how popular and used things are. Well, yeah, we definitely mentioned Indiana Tux. You mentioned, someone had mentioned, sorry, I forget who, but yeah, like what's most used in the cluster, right? Like they would want that highlighted kind of thing. So that is interesting. Yeah, upvote, downvote. That'd be cool.
Okay. So we've got one more question. Should we try it? It's 11:53 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, let's go with one more. I don't remember what it is. Okay. Oh, this is when adding to your application. Would you like the option to do this quick search and add from the topology view? Rather than having to jump back out to the catalog, would you like a little search feature right there? You would imagine that would decrease the amount of context changes, but it might also confuse. You might like that ability to go somewhere else to do an ad. So would be interesting to see where that happens.
Ryan, you have an idea for next week already. Isn't that great?
Yeah, I've been wanting to do the dev files topic for a while. I think Natalie Vento on our team is probably the most experienced on that topic. So I'll see if he's available next week. No promises yet because I got to check in with him. But yeah, I think dev files is definitely a hot topic I've been wanting to level up on. And so, yeah, thank you, Dreams Owner, for suggesting it.
Yeah. And tell Natalie that I asked really nicely.
All right, will do. Yeah. I think he's at KubeCon today. So say hello to Natalie if you run into him.
No, yeah, he's he was in the booth earlier today when I was with him. So yeah. before I joined here, I was in our Red Hat booth and Red Hat Slack channel and the CNCF Slack and everything. So yeah,
Yeah,
we're
if
all
you are
over KubeCon.
if you're attending KubeCon, feel free to head right on over to the Red Hat booth and ask Natalie in the booth about dev
Yeah,
files.
and if you don't have a pass to KubeCon, you can get an Expo Hall pass for free and come and ask all the vendors all the questions you want. So just go to the kubecon.io, hit register. You can get a free Expo Hall pass right now, and you can come and ask us all the questions you want there.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think thank you everybody for participating in this poll. Hopefully it was interesting for you because it was enlightening for us.
Definitely enlightening for us. I'm gonna snip all this chat for you too.
Awesome.
And
I'm also going to save the results of this and we can share it out somewhere so people can access it if they're interested. And one more thing I'd like to do, and I always ask if anybody is willing to give any information on how you think this OpenShift Developer Experience Office Hour is working out. We'd love to hear it. It also gives the opportunity to provide your email if you do want to interact with us for some more one-on-one type sessions.
If you've got more feedback, we're all ears.
We're always want to hear it.
Definitely want to hear from our users, our customers, our folks that are just out there building containers on a regular basis and what would make their life a little bit better.
Yeah.
Do we have a short link for like a Red Hat landing page for KubeCon? I pasted in the main KubeCon landing page. But folks in chat had a follow-up on how do they find our sponsor booth and other things.
So there's our events page. So it's the KubeCon platform, the virtual platform, is the same platform we use for Summit. So if you remember correctly, Red Hat Summit, you had to like jump through a bunch of links to actually get to the thing. I'm going to try and make it very easy. When you log into the Inexpo Intrado interface, there's an Expo Hall link, Expo Hall little view kind of thing. Click that. It's on the bottom left of that first page there. And then you will see like Diamond sponsors. That's where we are. You click that and then Red Hat. And that should get you there. If not, ping me on Twitter and I will help you out at Chris Short. I will get you in there. Don't you worry. I will help you figure out where to go. And yeah, again, thank you so much for joining us today, everybody. Really appreciate your feedback. This has been really fun for me, especially. Yeah, Expo Hall Diamond Red Hat. There you go, Rocket. Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, anything else? Folks?
Thanks for keeping the machines warm, Chris. Keeping the stream going and bringing us through the first major crash.
Thank you. Thank you for tolerating it. I'm very sorry it happened on a show where we're trying to get feedback. I'm very sorry about that, Serena. But
no, it's awesome. Hey, it was a great discussion. So thanks to everybody.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much. We will catch you. Let's see, when are we on the air again? We're trying not to do too much this week because of KubeCon, but tomorrow we do have the Level Up Hour. So if you're new to containers or you're junior devs, which I'm hearing there are quite a few of apparently, are new to some of these concepts, right? Like bring them onto the Level Up Hour. We'll get you familiar with some containers and get you up to speed with, working in your environment with containers. It's designed for the RHEL admins and sysadmins of the world to embrace containers and cloud native technologies. But you might pick up a couple of little tricks yourself too. I know I have along the way. Langdon's a genius when it comes to containers, so it's super awesome to just have him for an hour. So yeah. Please come by tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 1500 CEST, since we're in the Amsterdam time zone this week. Thank you both, Ryan. Thank you, Serena. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your days.
Same to you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Chris.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.